Ever wonder who the unsung heroes of aviation are? It's not just the pilots and or traffic controllers.
Right.
Today's deep dive is all about a behind-the-scenes role, absolutely crucial to how we fly: aviation data communications management. And to guide us through this fascinating world, we're using the in-depth career guides from RoleCatcher.
Yeah, we're going deep into a field that most people don't even know exists.
But it's the backbone of modern aviation. So let's address the elephant in the room.
Okay.
What exactly is aviation data communications management?
It's all about ensuring that critical data flows seamlessly throughout the aviation ecosystem. Think of it like this. Every time a pilot gets a real-time weather update, to avoid turbulence or air traffic control prevents a potential mid-air collision, that's aviation data communications management in action.
Wow, so these are the people ensuring that everything runs smoothly up in the air. That's a
Yeah.
pretty big responsibility. What does an aviation data communications manager actually do on a daily basis?
Well, their main job is to connect all the different players in aviation. Think airlines, air traffic control towers, even meteorological services,
Wow.
to the central computers that process all the essential data. They're like the architects of a giant invisible network that keeps everything running smoothly in the air. They design the network, install and configure all the hardware and software, and then they're constantly monitoring and troubleshooting to prevent any glitches.
It sounds like they're dealing with a massive amount of information. What kind of data are we talking about here?
Everything from like real-time weather updates for pilots to accurate flight plan information for air traffic controllers, and even things like aircraft maintenance data that needs to be transmitted for analysis.
Okay.
And this data needs to be transmitted quickly, reliably, and securely, 24/7.
So it's a high-stakes world
Well, yeah,
where even a small glitch can have huge consequences.
exactly.
That sounds intense. So where do these data wizards usually work? Is it all just blinking lights in a stuffy office somewhere?
Not at all. Uh, their work environment can be surprisingly varied. One day they might be in a high-tech data center surrounded by servers. The next, they could be on-site at an airport, troubleshooting network issues in the control tower. They might even be working remotely, keeping an eye on things from afar.
I'm picking up on a theme here. This isn't a job for someone who shies away from a challenge.
Right.
It sounds like you need to be adaptable and ready for
You've
anything.
hit the nail on the head. You need to be a master of both the technical side and the people side of things.
Oh, so it's not just about being a tech whiz in a basement somewhere.
Definitely not.
Yeah.
An aviation data communications manager is constantly interacting with a wide range of people, from IT specialists to the folks of those airlines and air traffic control centers we talked about. They need to be able to explain complex technical issues in a way that everyone understands, because at the end of the day, it's all about collaboration and ensuring everyone is on the same page when it comes to this critical data.
That makes a lot of sense. You're bridging the gap between the tech world and the aviation world. So what does RoleCatcher say are some of the essential skills for this role?
Well, they emphasize the importance of active listening, clear communication, and, of course, a deep understanding of network technologies. After all, these are the folks who are essentially keeping those digital highways of information flowing smoothly.
Speaking of those digital highways, RoleCatcher mentioned that this field is constantly evolving, particularly with advancements in technology. It sounds like an aviation data communications manager needs to be on top of the latest and greatest to be successful.
Absolutely. They highlighted advancements like fiber optic cables, IPv6, and 5G as game changers in this field. These technologies are transforming the speed, efficiency, and reliability of data communication in aviation.
Okay, so break it down for me. What exactly are these technologies and why are they so important?
We'll take fiber optic cables, for example. They transmit data using pulses of light, which is significantly faster than traditional copper wires. Think of it like this. It's like upgrading from dial-up internet to fiber optic internet, but for planes.
So fiber optic cables are like giving airplanes a serious internet speed boost. What about IPv6? What's so special about that?
Think of IPv6 as the addressing system of the internet. It's
Yeah.
like upgrading from the old landline phone system, with a limited number of phone numbers, to a system with almost an infinite number of addresses.
Right.
That's crucial for aviation because it means we can have way more devices and systems connected and communicating with each other seamlessly.
That makes sense. More addresses, more connections, smoother communication in the air. And then there's 5G. Everyone's talking about 5G these days. How does that fit into the picture?
5G is like the holy grail of wireless communication. Super fast and incredibly responsive. For aviation, that means even more possibilities for real-time data transmission. Imagine a world where pilots have instant access to high-definition weather maps, real-time turbulence reports, and even live video feeds from the ground.
Wow.
That's the kind of future 5G could enable.
That sounds like a game changer for pilots and everyone involved in air traffic control. But let's get back to the people making all of this happen. We've talked about the skills, but what about the career path of an aviation data communications manager? Is there room for growth in this field?
Absolutely. RoleCatcher outlines several stages in this career, from entry level to senior management, with increasing responsibility and, of course, earning potential.
Okay, so let's break down those stages. What does a typical career trajectory look like for someone entering this field?
At the entry level, you might be assisting with network implementation, monitoring systems for basic issues, and basically soaking up knowledge like a sponge. The example profile actually said, I am eager to continue expanding my knowledge and skills in this field and am committed to staying updated with the latest technologies and industry certifications, such as CCNA and Network Plus.
So even from day one, you're expected to be a go-getter, always learning and adapting. What about the next level up? What does a junior aviation data communications manager do?
The example profile for a junior manager emphasizes hands-on experience. They're configuring and optimizing network equipment, troubleshooting more complex issues, and basically ensuring those data highways are running smoothly.
So no pressure or anything,
Yeah.
right? They're responsible for making sure the data flows smoothly for potentially thousands of flights every day. What about the top dogs, the senior aviation data communications managers? What sets them apart?
Senior managers are the conductors of the data orchestra, if you will. They oversee complex network implementations, lead teams of specialists, develop long-term strategies for data communication, and probably drink a lot of coffee. Their experience and expertise are invaluable in keeping the skies safe and flights on schedule.
It sounds like an incredibly demanding but ultimately rewarding career path. You're not just working with technology, you're directly contributing to the safety and efficiency of air travel. Now, let's be real. Every job has its ups and downs. What does RoleCatcher have to say about the pros and cons of working in this field?
Well, on the plus side, the aviation industry is known for offering competitive salaries, and this role is no exception. Plus, depending on your specific role, there might be opportunities for travel, which can be a major perk for those with wanderlust.
Okay, so a good salary and the chance to travel, I'm listening. But what about the not so glamorous side? What are some of the challenges people in this field face?
One of the biggest challenges is the demanding schedule. The aviation industry operates 294/7, so be prepared for long hours, potential on-call situations, and the constant pressure of knowing that a system failure could have serious consequences.
I imagine that could be quite stressful. You need to have a cool head under pressure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And on top of that, technology in this field is constantly evolving. You have to be a lifelong learner, always staying up to date with the latest advancements and seeking out opportunities for professional development.
So you're not just keeping planes in the air, you're also keeping your skills sharp and your knowledge current.
Exactly. It's a fast-paced, ever-changing field, which can be both exhilarating and demanding.
Speaking of exhilarating, RoleCatcher briefly mentions some emerging technologies that are poised to revolutionize aviation data communication even further. Things like cloud computing, mobile tech, and the Internet of Things. What kind of impact do you think these advancements will have on the future of this field? It's like we're on the cusp of a whole new era of aviation data, isn't it?
Yeah.
What kind of future are we talking about with these emerging technologies?
You said it. It's exciting to think about. Imagine a world where airlines can use cloud computing to manage massive amounts of data in real time, making everything from maintenance scheduling to flight routing even more efficient. And with mobile tech, we can see a future where pilots have all the information they need right at their fingertips, literally.
That's incredible. It's like giving pilots a supercharged digital co-pilot, constantly feeding them information and helping them make better decisions in the air. What about the Internet of Things? How does that fit into the picture?
The Internet of Things, or IoT, is all about connecting everyday devices to the Internet. In aviation, that could mean everything from sensors on aircraft engines that transmit real-time performance data to smart luggage tags that track your bags from check-in to baggage claim.
Okay, that's seriously cool. So we're talking about a future where planes are constantly generating and sharing data, making air travel even safer, more efficient, and even more convenient for passengers. But what does all this mean for the aviation data communications managers of tomorrow? What skills will they need to thrive in this increasingly connected world?
Well, they'll definitely need a rock-solid understanding of cybersecurity. With more devices and systems connected than ever before, protecting sensitive aviation data from cyber threats will be paramount.
That makes sense. It's like they're not just managing data, they're becoming guardians of information security for the entire aviation industry.
Exactly. They'll also need to be masters of data analytics, able to sift through mountains of information to identify trends, anticipate potential problems, and make data-driven decisions that optimize aviation operations.
It sounds like the future of this field is all about being adaptable, innovative, and always one step ahead of the technological curve. Well, listeners, if you're looking for a career that's both challenging and incredibly rewarding, aviation data communications management might just be the perfect fit.
I couldn't agree more. It's a field where you can truly make a difference, shaping the future of aviation through the power of data.
A huge thank you to RoleCatcher's Career Guides for giving us such a comprehensive and insightful look into this fascinating field. We've learned so much.
It's been a pleasure diving deep into this topic with you.
And to our listeners, thanks for joining us on this journey behind the scenes of aviation. Until next time, safe travels.